protection, forever protection.
Welcome to an episode of Airgun Detectives. Today we're going to take the mystery out of the Sig Sauer ASP20. This version we have here is in .22 caliber. Before we get started here, could you do me a big favor and hit the subscribe button down below? In addition to that, if you would like to be notified of future videos, hit the little bell. And also, we would always appreciate a thumbs up on the video. Okay, back to business now. Our Sig Sauer ASP20, this one is in .22 caliber. This is actually made in the USA per Sig, and with some foreign and domestic parts, but for the most part it's made in the USA. One thing unique about Sig entering the airgun business is they came up with some very unique things. They've got this what they call wedge lock barrel, and what that does, it keeps your barrel lined up every time you cock it and then close it. To be very simple, it would almost be like if you had a wedge and then the barrel actually sat down in the wedge, so it makes a lock. That's in very, very, very simple terms. But this is the wedge lock right here, in this area right here. You can see that. Anyway, other than that, this has a built-in suppressor with a nice rifled barrel, and then Sig has created their own trigger mechanism. This is their matchlight trigger, and this can be adjusted, I believe, anywhere from just north of 2 pounds up to almost 5 pounds, and it comes with a nice little wrench, and there's a simple adjustment on there's a hole right here in the back. You slide a Phillips type screwdriver, and they actually send you one, and then you can adjust the trigger to your liking. Actually, this right out of the box, it came at the lightest setting. It was already at the lightest setting, which I think is somewhere a little over 2 pounds or something, but we'll go over that. It does not come with a scope. This is a scope I threw on here just for accuracy, but it does have the Picatinny rail. And this is the Beech Wood Stock. This is actually the real wood stock, which is actually, they do a really nice job on it, along with they have this, if you want to call it checkering, but it's kind of a rough surface, which is very nice when you're gripping that. It's got a recoil pad on it. Other than that, it's a neat little gun, and I'm looking forward to testing it. So what we're going to do a little bit of crony tests. Sig is claiming that this gun roughly gets about 23 foot-pounds of energy, so we'll find that out, and we'll break that all down to you with feet per second and then the weight of the pellet. In addition to that, we'll also test this for some accuracy, and then don't forget we're going to have a plinking session, because let's see what this does in real life. So hang in there, and we're going to move on over to the range, and we'll go through the next process. Okay, we have our Sig ASP20 here. We're going to do a quick crony test. I could put really light pellets in this and we probably get a really high feet per second, but I'm being realistic. The most accurate pellets I found in this gun are the JSB 15.89 pellets, so let's chrono test those. This does well on a few different pellets, but these were the very best. So let's load this up, and let's see what we get over the crony real quick. Okay, shot 1. 822. Shot 2. Error. You just gotta love these chronographs. You always end up with an error at some point. You don't know why. A little bit of light. There we go. 822 again. Gotta like that. Okay, shot number 3. 812. Shot number 4. Duplicate 812 again. And let's do one more shot just to round this thing out. 825. A little bit of variation there, but that's the real world feet per second on this. using a 15.89 grain pellet. Let's move on to our next segment. Now we're going to test our Sig Sauer ASP20, our 22 caliber, and we're going to see what type of accuracy we get. I'm only going to shoot 5 shots, and then we'll go from there. I'll be shooting the 15.89 grain JSP pellets. Now I go through, seriously, hundreds of pellets to come up with the best ones that shoot out of this gun. There's actually 3 that shoot pretty good. The 18 grain JSBs, the 14.35, and the 15.89. With 15.89, you just get a little bit more feet per foot-pounds of energy, especially when you're about 20 yards away. And that we're shooting about almost 20 yards away. Let's see what type of accuracy we get here. Okay. And remember, we're trying to go for grouping here. We want to see what the best grouping is. Got the cocking effort on this. It's just amazingly light. I don't know how they engineer that, but it's fantastic. Okay, shot number 2. There's shot number 2. It always helps just give these just a little bit of slap when you break them loose. That's thus the whole concept behind the brake barrel. All right, here's shot number 3. That was me. I totally pulled that. I'm trying to rush this for the video for you guys, but that's all right. Okay, shot number 4. And let's go with shot number 5. And there you go. Like I said, I've done a lot better groups than that. It's typical when you get on camera, you don't quite shoot quite as well because you're hurrying, there's a little wind, there's a few other things going on. But anyway, amazing accuracy. Let's move on to the next segment. Okay, welcome back. We're going to do a quick trigger test with our Sig Sauer ASP20. Got our little Lyman trigger gauge here. Let's see what type of trigger pull we get. Let's see here. £1 pound, 12 ounces. This is really an amazing trigger on this gun. It's got a lot of settings on it. This is about as light as it goes, so it's just going to be a little over 1 pound, which is absolutely perfect. Let's move on to our next segment. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of plinking with the Sig, our ASP20. We're out approximately 40 yards. This is our long range, I guess is what you want to call it. And can show you just about how far out we are. So that's our targets. And yes, we're sitting all the way back here. So let's see how well we do. We got some steel eggs up there. If I didn't emphasize enough, in these brake barrels, you want to tap them a little bit first, break some loose, and then we go from there. All right, let's go for the red egg on the right-hand side there and see how well we do. All right. I would say that was a hit. The cocking effort is just so amazing on this. What we're shooting the JSB 15.89 grain pellets. And they actually hit quite well. How about the other egg? And there we go. Got a little tap. A little tap on this. Sometimes you pick up 2 pellets. All right, what else we got? How about the pipe on the end? And let's finish it off with, let's take out the little pig. And Z-tap. What do we got there? Chicken? breeze coming up. And there you go, the Sig ASP20. Okay, like any good investigation, we got to wrap this up with a conclusion. First of all, I want to tell you, I love Sig Sauer. Early days of my career, I carried a Sig 226 9mm. At the time, our department was only authorized 9mm. We couldn't carry any larger calibers. So I carried a 226 for years, and mine was actually German-made, built in Germany. I still have that gun today, right there. But anyway, so I do love Sig. Everything they've always put together has always been just super quality. First of all, let me talk a couple things about this. First of all, the Picatinny rails here, I added these on so I can use the split bipods. As I've stated before in some of the other videos I've done, 99% of these brake barrels love to be shot off bipods. They really do. You just get that little bit extra steady, and it keeps that gun lined up for the recoil. Anyway, the cocking effort on this is absolutely amazing. It's only about a 30-pound cocking effort, and Sig's taking care of that. What they did is they redesigned the angle of these things so you have more leverage, but the cocking effort is just amazing. It's only 30 pounds. And as we saw, we are getting our full 23, almost 24 foot-pounds of energy out of this gun, just as Sig claimed. So we're getting over 800 feet per second with almost a 16-grain pellet, which is pretty doggone good. This is a gas piston. It's very quiet, very smooth, not a lot of recoil. In fact, this scope is holding, this not a very expensive scope, and it's holding up just fine on this gun. This has a very unique wedge lock system where the gun locks in place, so it eliminates the barrel droop, and pretty much so every time you cock it, this barrel goes back into the exact same position. There's no room for wobbling because of this design, which is great. The trigger, as we've talked about this trigger, it's terrific. It's got just enough first stage, and then the second stage is nice and clear and crisp, and we know exactly when it's going to go off. And you saw that trigger is amazing. Just so you know, some of the groupings I've got better groupings off camera. For instance, I was using the 18.13 grain pellets, and I got, honestly, like 4/10 of an inch, just under 4/10 of an inch. This will definitely do its job. And what else is really great about this gun, it's not overly pellet picky. You can shoot anywhere from, I was shooting the JSBs, the 14.35s. The favorite was the 15.89 because we were getting the most foot-pounds of energy on that one. I tested it at a distance, and it was the least to lose the foot-pounds of energy at about 20 yards, so I like the 15.89. But the 18.13s are good pellets. Plus, you can use a variety of other pellets. It's not overly pellet picky, which is really nice. This is backyard friendly. It's not overly loud. Terrific. So, to sum this thing up, you've got this gun. This gun weighs about 8.5 pounds without the scope. You put a scope on it. This is beautiful wood stock. You've got their this matchlight trigger, which is phenomenal. It comes with a suppressor already set up with it. This is a terrific gun. You saw the groupings that you can get out of it, and it's just overall the quality build of this is just awesome. And I'm so glad Sig has jumped into the air gun industry because they're making some really nice products. So without a doubt, this is getting 5 stars without a doubt because of the uniqueness of it, because of the performance. It's not pellet picky, and I've noticed some air rifles at 20 yards, your point of aim will drastically change when you go out to 40. For some reason, this gun does not. Its point of aim is staying pretty much right on for the most part, which is terrific. So as I said, 5 stars for this one. Yeah, this is good, definitely at the top of my list. So with that, I'm glad you joined us for another episode. Please do me a favor, if you haven't already, subscribe. If you like the video, please give us a thumbs up. And until next time, tune into Airgun Detectives, where we take the mystery out of the airgun.